Hey, what's up everyone? That's great. So, whoo, doggy, this is going to be an interesting one. So, AVID Media Composer 2019.9, getting a 436M captioned 5.1 in stereo or 7.1 MXF out of AVID and surviving. Ooh, I tell you what, this has been a lot of fun. It has taken me a couple of days to figure it out, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get in a world of pain. There's a lot of caveats, and we're going to go through it very quickly and get as detailed as we possibly can. So, unlike other nonlinears, and this is not a nonlinear battlefield in any way, shape, or form, I couldn't give a monkey's what people use. Honest to God, don't care. Personally, I love Final Cut Pro 10 for my DSLR shooting. It's fantastic. I love Adobe Premiere for the interoperability with After Effects and Audition. AVID Media Composer is rock solid. It does its job, but I'm only working as a solo person, not in a mass group. And DaVinci Resolve, I don't really get it too much because I don't have an external GPU. So each of them have their own pros and cons. What this series is all about is getting a 5.1 and stereo for the US marketplace and also trying to get captions in there for the ride. So CEA is all we're talking about in these ones. OP47 does not work in AVID Media Composer. Doesn't actually work in any of them, to be fair. In Premiere, you can do a bit of an Australian OP47 smash and grab, but all of them can't do it correctly. So we're talking about the American marketplace, which is synonymous with 5.1 and stereo and CEA608 and 708. If you haven't seen the other videos, top right, bing, there it is. So, bring your audio file in. My audio file consists of 1 to 8 tracks. So 1 to 6 is my 5.1 mix and 7 and 8 is my stereo. So first things what I did and nearly blew the back of my brains off was go into my modify and modify my clip of my audio, check my multi-audio tracks. So I initially came through and went, fantastic. I'm going to deal with this. That's great. And then this one's going to be stereo and that's going to be cool because that is 5.1 and this is stereo. Huge fail. It came in with stereo first and 5.1 second. Oh, it was a disaster. Trying to export it did not work. So come through here and pick your 7.1 70 down here. So this is left, right, center, low level effects, left surround, right surround, right stereo, and left stereo and right stereo, which indicates one channel. So that came down into my audio track here as my 7.1. Air quotes, people, air quotes. Then I brought my video file in, and then I brought in my SCC file. So you'll see a lot of videos online about bringing in STLs and what have you. There's a kind of an interesting line between subtitles and captions. So subtitles and captions, closed captions is what we're looking at here, which is the CE8 stuff, which means you can't see it unless it's decoded on a TV screen. Captions and subtitles can also be a very loose way of doing it as a burnt in. So we're looking at the CE8 stuff here. And to do that, you need to create an SCC file. Now, highly recommend doing it externally, getting the right people to give you an SCC file. I looked at a lot of online ones that were free, and you could have a go of them, but the SCC files weren't compatible, and it was an absolute nightmare. So this one, even exporting out of Premiere, has a sidecar that SCC would not come into here. So AVID is very methodical in the SCC file it requires. And more importantly, you have to put it onto the data track. Now, anyone coming over to AVID from any other nonlinear be like, a data track? Cool, what's that all about? So you drag it in here. You cannot edit the captions. If you can, please comment below. I've looked into this in detail. What you can do, which is quite nifty, is grab your data track, open it up, and you can see where they are. That's neat. But actually editing these and manipulating them and moving around, you can't, well, I personally can't get in and see them. So secondly, come up to your record source, right click and show captions. That will then show you where they are. I love the neat trick that you can actually see where it's going to bounce in. You can see where the captions are coming up. Very, very cool. So that was part of the track and I went, okay, we got there. Got my SCC files, got my video track, it's all working. Let's export this out. Now, I am living in the MXF world right now because the MXF world has a VANC. The VANC can put in the 436Ms and it's a great place to be. So I'll use this, which would be your add ID or your risky number right here. File output file, go into options on the entitled, righto. So I'm sticking with XDCAM 50 megabits. It's utilizing my 2398 sequence right here. I'm doing my direct out. Now, I did try 7.1, interweaving will then stick them all together. Direct out gave me the best, easiest, fine, clean way of doing it. So let me show you some problems. So I'm going to save this down to, say, my desktop. How original. So off we go to the races. So this will spit out an XDCAM. In my case, it's a 2398 progressive, 8 tracks. 1 to 6 should be my 5.1, 7 and 8 should be my stereo mix, and I should have my 608 CEA and 708 captions. This is where I got first caveat, and this is very, very important, guys. I'm blessed that I've got all the tools at my disposal of my Premiere, my Final Cuts, and what have you. Premiere is kind of the winner in this field for doing all this stuff because it can actually, you can see them, you can manipulate them, you can do whatever. But check this out. So my QC is always my media info first. So media info is going to tell me what's going down. So I saw this coming out and went, oh, look at that. Fantastic. I've got 608, I've got 708, I've got my audios. I come in through here, I check it all out. It's coming in at 2398. If I can see that, it's looking right at me. Hello, there you are. And all that sort of fun stuff. So that's exactly what I wanted. Now, with my Switch, I've got Switch Pro, which allows me to look at all my audio and my my captions. So Apple U, there it is there. Let me turn the audio down so it doesn't blast the speakers. There we go. So I've got my 8 channels. Let's have a quick look. 5, 1, 7, and 8. Loving that. So that's good. So the next one was, let's have a look at my captions. So I went, oh, okay. So come up to View, Show Captions. Let's look at my 708 service. Not there. 608, oh, hello. So 608's there. And look at my 708, which is my digital, it's gone. But media info told me it was there. Interesting. So what I did is that I opened up Premiere and then I literally dragged in this file into Premiere. And this is what I found. Now, I'm sure there's 1,000 forums out there. I'm sure there's threads that have been going on for 15, 20 years saying that 708 doesn't go along for the ride. If I'm doing something incorrect, please holler out. But this is what I'm showing you guys, that when I see stuff and I'm showing you how to do it, this is what I like to see. So this is my one out of Premiere. There's my 708, there's my 608. I now grab this out of my friend AVID, chuck it down here. It's only got 608 captions on here. There's no 708. So for some reason, somehow, and I can actually define that by coming up into my little cog, coming into my closed captions, do my settings, switch it to 608, and there they are. So I've got my captions there, and good old-fashioned Premiere, you can actually edit them away. But this is the whole thing. It was saying it was there. So if you're going to utilize media info, which I highly recommend, great tool, and it is saying that this is not a media info issue, I don't think. I believe it could be a media compressor issue coming out. If I'm not doing something right, guys, please holler out and show me downstairs in the comments, because I can't see for the life of me how you force in 708 into this. But that's how you get it out of AVID Media Composer 2019.6. Now, in the previous movies that we had here, 608 is probably sufficient. But if you've got a digital supply who's actually dependent on the 708 coming in, and they're dependent on media info saying it's true, just need to be very wary of, that's a nice little gotcha. And if you didn't have the tools, you didn't see what it was like, then you wouldn't know either. So, as always, guys, hopefully that helps, and have a great day.